What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back. This week I've got a behind the scenes look at a short film I was the cinematographer on earlier this year in February 2023 called Summer of Goodbyes by Minsho Limbu. I wanted to share a little bit about how I met the director first. I met Minsho when we were working together on the first feature film I was the DP on, A Road to a Village, and he was the production manager. So we became friends throughout that production and stayed in touch, and he would share some ideas of different short films he was planning on making. He had a really good run with his first short film, and so I was very interested in working with him, not only because he's a friend now, but also because he showed that even though it was his first film, fresh out of film school, he had talent, and that I believe he's going to be going places in the future. So we started talking about this film, and it worked out that I was coming back to Nepal for the premiere of the second feature film I shot, Fulbari, and I told him, hey, if you can work out the schedule and get the crew and the talent for the week following the premiere of Fulbari, I can come, fly over there, and we can shoot this thing together. So that's what we did. I'm gonna take you with me in a GoPro, just all on set. You're gonna see how we shot the film, and I'm gonna do a bit of a voiceover explaining what we're doing in each scene, along with some stills from the footage. I can't show the actual footage from the film because it's still in post-production, but when the final film comes out, I'll definitely be making another video with a more in-depth cinematography breakdown. All right, let's get into this. We are here in Dharan. We just built the camera rig. Looking pretty nice. And we start the shoot tomorrow. How are you feeling, Minsho?
I'm starting to get nervous now.
You'll do great. Back? I think 50 will be good for that first shot through the window. We'll have to see. Here the crew is putting on some panel lighting on the outside of the car to light the interior of the car a bit more because the exterior is obviously a lot brighter. We're ready to roll the first shot of Summer of Goodbyes. Hope it turns out. This is it's a little shot through the windshield as they're driving down the road. They dressed the windows of the car with mud, which I think added a lot of texture to the film. In Nepal, they actually do some sort of worship before the shoot, and that's what they're doing here with the Argabati. And here the director is hugging and shaking a lot of hands before we start the first shot. Here the gaffer was thinking about jumping in the back so that he can make sure that the generator and the two panel lights are working properly while we're driving. We have another grip on the roof to make sure that nothing is moving around or falling off. Here, the director and I are watching a different shot and getting set up for another shot. Here I am taking a light meter reading to balance the interior and the exterior with my internal NDs and the lighting. Here, the director and the production designer, Jagdish, are getting the set ready. And then here, I'm talking with my gaffer about shooting a 600D into the corner or above the table so that we can backlight without putting a light up there. Here I'm using a laser pointer to give direction to the production designer exactly where we want photos hung. This location was pretty much a blank slate. They painted it, they took everything out prior to me coming, and then they had to dress it. A lot of the props were actually from Minsho's grandpa's house, and the script is based upon his grandpa's funeral.
What up? It's day 2 of Summer of Goodbyes. We're getting a shot of some shoes here of all the people that are visiting for the funeral.
There's actually 2 shots of these shoes. The one that I was shooting was actually during the day. This is a different frame.
Just finished the car sequence, and now we're gonna be moving into the location.
डिस्टर्ब गर्यो कि त्यसमा एउटा टोपी सोपी त्यसले भर्नु पर्यो।
Here the G&E team is setting up a fan to create wind on the curtains, and we got this shot of the remote with the curtains moving in the background. Now we're setting up for night exterior, lighting the interior. I believe that's a 1.8K HMI shooting through a 6x6 with a grid above. This is not the final result, but I wanted to show you at least what the frame looked like. Here we're trying to get a really high angle, but didn't have the proper equipment, so they ended up building this rig.
What up? Is this filmmaking in Nepal? You got a tripod on the top of an ambulance. It works just as good. Chalo?
What happened, Josh? What happened?
I left that. No comment. I left that thing. I couldn't do it. I felt very weird inside. Did it? Okay. Oh my. Look, he's crying, man.
Here we're setting up for a shot of the hearse. This would be after the coffin goes in. Decorated the hearse in a traditional Limbu style where a photograph of the deceased would go on the front hood. Here we're setting up for a night scene where she is making these bowls for the grave site. Day 4. We're seeing some leaves falling. Here they're digging the grave for us. And the extras are getting set up. We're checking the frame.
5.3. Okay.
This is not the final color grade, just off of my small HD monitor. Here they're mounting my camera vertically above the grave. This is not a traditional way of mounting the camera. They have a couple C-stands and a ladder, and then this guy is preparing the headstone.
It is like a donut.
Setting up for another day interior.
day 5. We were filming in a graveyard today, one of the last scenes of the film, and I think it's going to turn out beautiful. Really long, panning shot. We had to wait for the sun, but we got it done, and now we're doing this sequence that comes right before that, where they're getting these traditional bowls ready to go to the gravesite. So check it out.
So there's actually 2 scenes that take place here. This is one of them during the day. This is another at night.
Day 6, almost done. Let's go.
This is a really interesting scene where we have the body with these large pieces of ice. He did not really do great at it. I think he was a little bit drunk. Here we're setting up for an exterior scene with a lot of extras. Everybody is getting the delegations for getting the funeral set. So that's kind of like the funeral planner. There's the family, and then the rest are going to be getting things and providing things and digging the grave and all that kind of stuff. This is the craziest part of the shoot, was we had to film at a live carnival. We couldn't close it down. It was very loud. It was very hectic, very stressful.
Is it day 6 still? I think so. We're here at the Mela, as they call it. It's like a big carnival.
We've got a 600D up there on that ride, a panel light for the foreground. We've got a 1.8K in the back hitting that big blue wall, and we have another panel that's going to be hitting the welcome sign.
That's how I lit the scene in the Mela of Summer of Goodbyes.
This was another really hard shot, not getting people to walk in front of our cast, so I'm really happy. I'm giving them the thumbs up. We shot with a low shutter angle to get some motion blur on certain shots at the Mela, which was a fun collaboration with the director, throwing that idea out on the day. He loved it, and we went with it.
Day 7, last day. We've got 3 scenes to do, 3 interiors. One is an interior exterior, and then we got to do 1 pickup shot back at the carnival. Let's get it.
I wish I had more stills from this shoot or could show you the footage, because there's so much more that I wasn't able to share in this video. But here's a couple more from some scenes that I didn't have behind the scenes from. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this format of raw BTS mixed with a voiceover. Let me know in the comments if you like this format, and I'll keep trying to do more, get more videographers on set with me to show the process. This film was a lot of fun and challenging in different ways than I've even been used to. One thing was that the camera was locked off in pretty wide compositions for majority of the film, which caused me to have to light the whole scene every time we changed an angle, along with being a little bit less busy during the actual takes, because I'm not moving the camera, I'm not on a dolly, I can't mess up any kind of camera movement. So in some ways it was a little bit easier, and in other ways it was a challenge. But anyways, either way, I'm super thankful for the project, and I'll see you on the next one.